All right. This week, we're talking about the importance of small rituals in parenting, small rituals in fatherhood that we do with our children and why they're important. We'll also talk about what happens when we stop doing these things consistently. And I'll give you some examples of some things that I do, and you can pick what resonates with you. Look at this as a garden. You see vegetables on both sides, you just pick what resonates and leave the ones that don't. And when I say rituals, we're not sacrificing anything or anybody. Not what this is about here. I just use that word because I like it better than routine. I don't know, routine seems a little tasky. That's what I said on my podcast about this topic. Routine seems like very obligatory, very mundane. What we're talking about are things that we really enjoy doing over time, consistent little small gestures of bonding. And they are important because our kids thrive off predictability. I'm pretty sure if let's say today is Wednesday, which it is actually. If tonight you write down how you think your day is going to go, right? And you write down a couple things you want to get done, the chances of you actually getting those things done on Thursday are like they skyrocket dramatically, right? Your odds just go in your favor a lot more. And that's because we thrive off predictability, and so do our children, right? They may thrive for different reasons off predictability, but we all thrive off of predictability. I too want to live a life of spontaneity, right? I too want to just let life happen. And I practice that daily, but you still have to have some sort of routine, right? And we genuinely perform better when we have some sort of routine, and our children do as well. Now, when I say small rituals, I'm not talking about your every summer trip out of the country. I'm not talking about your every winter trip. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about huge things. I'm talking about little small micro moments of bonding that you continuously do. You should have heard me butcher that word continuously the last take. Anyway, so I'm going to give you some examples of some things that I do. And like I said, pick what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm also going to talk about sometimes we feel bad when we may miss the things that we do all the time. So we have some dad guilt around that, some parenting shame around that. So we'll talk about that. So here's a couple examples of things I do with my children. The first example I'll give you is with my daughter, right? So my daughter is 3. And for like a year and a half now, I would say, every single time my daughter gets into my car and we are driving anywhere, this could be a 20-minute drive, this could be an hour drive. No matter how long the drive is, at some point during the drive, I'm going to reach my right hand back, right? And I'm looking at the road. We're safe here, but I'm going to reach my right hand back. And I know every single time she's going to reach her hand from her car seat and she's going to touch my hand. And I don't say anything. I just drive in silence for like 30 seconds as we are having that moment of our hands connecting. And I don't even look back at her. It's like she knows, like I'm driving and I just go like this and she always reaches and grabs my hand. I know that she feels safe when I do that. Not only do I know that she feels safe, I know she is looking forward to it. When my daughter gets in the car and we start driving, I know that in her mind, she's like, I'm going to have this moment of connection with my dad at some point. And she looks forward to it. So that's an example. Another example I'll give you is with my 13-year-old. Now, this is important because he's 13, right? But we have had the same bedtime routine since he was like 3. And the reason why that's important is it goes to show you that no matter how old they get, they still look forward to these moments of bonding. The only difference is I don't read to him anymore before he goes to bed, but we literally do the same handshake. We literally say the same things to each other, right? So I'll bring him up and I'll be like, all right, we'll do our handshake. And then I'll say, you could be anything you want to be. And then he says, as long as you're willing to work hard for it. And we do that every single night. I'm a co-parenting dad. So every single night that he's with me, we do that. And this is important because sometimes when he frustrates me, and it happens, or I may frustrate him and we're at odds, there have been a couple times when I've been like, all right, man, good night. I'm letting my frustration get the best of me. And I can see that he's genuinely disappointed that I'm not like going up the stairs with him and doing the handshake and saying our thing. I remember a couple times he literally was so disappointed. He's like, wow, you're not going to come up. And I'm talking about this man is like almost 6 foot basketball star, 13-year-old, seventh grader. And he still is like, wow, you're not going to come up. You know what I mean? And the last time I did that was the last time I did that. I'll never do that again. Like, no matter how frustrated I am with him, I'm definitely going to go upstairs with him and do our handshake and do our normal routine. So that goes to show you that they are looking forward to it. Now, something else that I want to talk about when it comes to routines are if you miss a week or so of something, you may start feeling that dad guilt. Man, like I didn't do my nighttime routine. I feel like a bad dad, right? Dad guilt is a real thing. And just remember to just keep resetting. Like just be present, just keep showing up. My most favorite quote I ever said on any video, on any podcast episode is presence over perfection. I had to learn the hard way from that, right? I spent a lot of my time as a father putting perfection over presence, and that's just not ideal. It's an illusion, right? So presence over perfection. And when I say presence, obviously I mean in all aspects, physically, mentally, emotionally, right? Presence over perfection. Some examples of some things that you can do. For example, on the weekends when I have my children, on the mornings, we take walks. They look forward to that. My son probably doesn't as much as my daughter, right? But we take walks in the morning. And I love that for us, especially when it's in the summertime, spring, or fall. We are going to wake up and we're going to walk 15 to 20 minutes around the neighborhood. That's a ritual that we do every weekend. Something else that I do is device-free dinners. Like when we're eating dinner, do not touch the Apple Watch. Do not touch no iPad. Do not touch no cell phone, right? Like I'm the same way. And I'm not perfect. Sometimes I may realize like I'm on the phone, but my son realizes that I put it away. Another thing, and this, I think we all have gone through this. You pick your kid up from school or they get in the car after school, however it may be. You're going to say, how was your day? And they're going to say, good. Oh, okay. And then we stop. Dig further. You know what I mean? Like when my son gets in the car these days, I'm like, what was one thing that made you happy today? Sometimes I'll say, what was hard about today? We got to inquire a little deeper so we can keep having these moments of connection. Because how is your day? Like they say good 9.9 out of 10 times. I know you've realized that. Even my daughter, she is 3 and I pick her up from daycare. Hey, Kenley, how was your day? Good. So even her, I may ask her, I may say, Kenley, what was your favorite part about today? And that's a ritual that I do every single time they get in the car, right? Another thing that I do is at nighttime, well, I don't do this. I'm going to start doing this. At nighttime, we have our routines. I have my routine with my daughter. I have my routine with my son. But I'm going to start asking them about their day, like reflection. So when they're going to bed, I'm going to start saying, hey, what was something that you felt like you could have done better today? Talk about that. With my daughter, I could say, hey, what was the best part of your day today, Kenley? Like little things like that we can do to build a bond, but it's happening consistently. So they are looking forward to it. I'm 38. When I was going to bed, My parents never asked me, how was my day? Tell me something about your day today. How was that? We didn't even have a routine, if I'm being honest. It was just like, all right, bedtime, bye. So we can change that. We are in this perfect phase of parenting where we can change that and we can be intentional about changing stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I really wanted to come on here today and talk about is the importance of doing small things consistently and small things that are mindful and small things that over time will build a bond with your kids, but also small things that make them feel seen, right? If when you were younger and your parent or your dad asked you before you went to bed, man, what was the best part of your day today? What was hard for you today? How seen would you feel? You would feel extremely seen, right? So these are things that it's not only building the bond, but it's also making them feel safe. And it's making them feel like we really see them and we really care about their day. And we just don't care about what they could do for us or how well they listened to us. A lot of things in parenting is about what they can do for us. And I think I'm a part of that. And I think, oh, I'm trying my best to not make it about that. I want to make it about them because that's what's truly important. All right. Thanks for watching this video. Literally was in the gym and I was like, I got to do this. So I really appreciate you all for all the comments. I appreciate you for the inspiration to get up and try and help fathers like yourself break cycles and be okay with parenting mindfully. I catch you next.